Well, to get the gear off the bottom, that's the new gear that's on there, you got to use a puller. You probably could get it off with crowbar somehow or something, but that's not that easy because it is on there pretty tight. And I used the second smallest puller in this Chinese puller set I got. I think I had a puller someplace, I don't know where the hell it is. But I also put a washer to protect the end of the crankshaft, because this probably would have went inside the threads, and you don't want to booger up the threads on the end of the crankshaft. And to get the new pulley on here, I saw some people use heat, to heat up the gear, not like with acetylene, but like with a propane, so it doesn't like affect the metallurgy of the metal or anything like that, and they slip on a lot easier. Well, I use marine grade grease, because I know grease actually helps to slide. You can slide something on a lot better if it's really tight with grease versus oil. WD-40 really doesn't cut it at all, man. You don't want to use something like that. And I use marine grade grease. Just put it on there, and I used this socket. Actually, this is the one for the top bolts on the fork of the Harley, just 35 millimeter. But you could see that, this, you would be tapping it from this side, but if you're looking at it, it's not tapping it even along where the teeth are, but there's enough room. You can see where this, what do you call it, is the woodruff key. It's got enough room to fit right in there. So it actually sits right on here, right up on there. So that was a perfect size socket. So it's like I got to, otherwise what you could do is you can get a pipe that fits over the crankshaft and cut a slot in the pipe, and where the woodruff key goes, and then tap it on. You could do that. But they usually go on, some people still put them on. I didn't use any heat, and I was thinking that went on no problem. It's already seated to the back, so this is not going to be that hard to put together, but I got to look at my intake manifold real careful to make sure, supposedly it's everything fits on it, but to make sure everything, I got all the, I'm going to probably get a Edelbrock Performer aluminum intake to put on here. And the only problem I can run into with that is the distributor height. So when you put the distributor in, you want to pull up on the rotor just a little bit, make sure there's a little bit of play in there, so it isn't in there like freaking clamped down tight against the freaking cam gear. It's got to have like a, in other words, a slight little bit, it's just the distributor actually meshes in with that gear back there on a camshaft when it's installed in the engine. And of course, I'm going to take the vacuum cleaner and go in here real careful, make sure everything's good, make sure anything that's inside the pan is really good. And that's what eats up a shitload of time, just cleaning up stuff. But the gear's on there, so, and then it won't be hard to put. I put the front piece on here. All you got to do is put the little 6 screws for the grill. Small block Chevy, again, you don't need to take the grill out. That's a big plus. If you got a 396 or 427 or 454, I showed that you got to take all this garbage out. It's kind of a pain in the ass. And here comes the cat with the bushy tail again. Hey, girly. So that's my mail. Well, there she is eating some food on my mechanic's creeper under my car. Anyway, boy, she came by this morning twice. So another one that's latching on to me. Damn it.